and welcome back to AcidTab Studios. I'm your host, Killer813. I'm tired as shit. Not because it's late, but I just got back from a camping trip, and it was a lot of hiking with really big backpacks, so I am sore. My whole body is aching right now, and I feel like I could pass out at any second. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm just warning you that I might be a little bit dopey today while talking. Seem a little bit more mellow, chilled out. Possibly not exciting, but anyways, I have a kind of a funny story to tell about almost getting caught by my parents smoking weed. My parents have caught me before. That's a different story. I'll get to that in a later video, but my parents do know now that I do smoke. They said they don't like it, but there's not much they can do about it, so they just ask me that I don't smoke in the house or, have my bongs laying around and shit, Anyways, funny story about when I was smoking weed. It was a couple months ago. It's October now. It was probably in June, like late June. It was more towards when I first started smoking. Me and one of my friends, we decided, hey, let's go smoke some dope one day. It was during this, my parents were at work and I was home for the day. So I was like, or no, they weren't. Sorry, I'm trying to get my facts straight. They were not at work, but they were out for the day. They were doing groceries and, they had some errands to run. It was on a weekend, and me and my friend, we decided, hey, let's go out into the woods near my house and smoke some dope. The kid lives in my neighborhood, so we just met somewhere and we went out into the woods near my house, pretty much right beside my house. We walked to this abandoned barn that we know about. I think I've talked about it in a previous video before. But anyways, we had these crappy makeshift bongs, like out of water bottles that we were smoking from. I mean, they were shit, but it was all we really had at the time, because we just first started smoking, right? So we smoked a lot. That's an understatement, to be honest. My friend had 2 grams, I think. I had 7. So in total we had 9 grams. We probably left with about 3.5, 4 maybe. So we smoked at least 5 grams between the two of us, which might not seem like a whole lot, but keep in mind this is when we first started smoking, so we did not have a tolerance built up to it at all. So a couple hits got us pretty high, like a good buzz. So smoking 5 grams in one session when you're a beginner, it was a pretty intense high. It was probably the most fucked up I've ever been in my entire life. Anyways, I had a backpack with me, and I was wearing shorts, and my shorts did not have pockets on them, okay? So, we finished smoking. We were like, hey, we're done. We should probably stop. We're fucked out of our minds. And we were, shut up. Sorry, that's my cat. She's playing with a fucking ball thing. But anyways, we decided we were hungry as shit, so we went to walk down to a corner store. And so we packed up all our crap in my bag, and I was like, okay, I don't have pockets. So I checked my phone, and I was like, okay, don't have any texts or calls. So I, locked my phone or whatever, put it in my bag. I was like, okay, I'm going to walk to the corner store, and then I'll check my phone once I get there. Because if my parents text or call, they usually don't mind if I'm out of the house. They just want to know where I am, right? So I thought if my parents text or call me, I need to answer, or else they'll be pissed. So I did that, put it in my bag, and we were walking, and I'm pretty fucked out of my mind at this point. I was tripping. I was riding my friend's longboard, and just felt like a wind tunnel all around me. Colors were so vibrant. I was like, what's the word, skipping around, like, oh, this is so great, I'm so fucked up, kind of like that kind of thing. And my dad, like, fucking, first of all, I was walking with my friend on the side of the street, and I literally yelled. I yelled at the top of my lungs, I'm so fucking high, because I didn't think anyone was around. Like, I said it really loud, and just as I said it, my dad pulls up in the car, like, just flying down the street, slams on the brakes. He has his window down, so I'm really surprised he didn't hear me yell that. But anyways, he's yelling at me. He's like, where are you, what the fuck are you doing, I mean, my dad knows my friend, so he wasn't, like, pissed at me for hanging out with him. But, apparently, when I put my phone in my bag, they were texting and calling me, like, where are you? Because they came home and I wasn't home, right? They're like, where are you? And they started freaking out. My parents are really overprotective, okay? So they, flipped shit. They're like, my dad was yelling at me. He's like, oh, you fucking asshole, you better be fucking home. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, so I explained to him, I'm like, oh, here's my cat. Say hello to Mr. Kitty. Her name's Marley. Here she is. Say hello. Her name's Marley. I call her Dave because it's fucking hilarious to name a female cat Dave. Anyways, where was I? So yeah, my dad was swearing at me. My friend was just kind of awkwardly sitting there like, well, this is fucking awkward. And I'm like fucked out of my mind. My eyes are like bloodshot red. So like, I was fucked up. And my thought was, oh shit, if like my dad is pissed, he wants me home. So like, he's gonna make me get in that car and take me home. Right? And I'm like, if I get in that car, he's gonna smell the weed on me because like I smelled bad from it. Right? So, I was freaking out. I was panicking, like internally panicking. And he's like, oh, so, like, anyways, I explained to him what was going on. I said, I just hung out with my friend for a bit, and we were just walking down to the corner store to get some food. And I told him that I wasn't answering the calls because I didn't have shorts and my phone was in my bag or whatever. So he's like, okay, whatever. He's like, well, we want you home because your grandparents are here visiting. So I'm like, shit, like, I'm fucked out of my mind. I can't go back to my house while my grandparents are there, Like, I mean, if my parents find out, yeah, that sucks. But if my grandparents find out, I'd pretty much, be a complete fuck up in their eyes. Anyway, so, I was freaking out. I'm like panicking. So I'm like, I wanted to stall. I'm like, I need some time to sober up before I go home. So I said, okay, well, I'm hungry, so, like, can I finish walking to the corner store or whatever? He goes, he says, call your mom and ask her what she thinks. So I said, okay. I got my phone out of my bag and I called her. I told her what the fuck was going on, how my phone was in my bag and all that shit. And she said, I was like, I'm hungry, so can I go to the corner store, like, and then I'll just walk home after. So she's like, okay, that's fine, but we want you home, like, right after, because your grandparents are here, and we want you to say hi and visit. So I'm like, okay, at least this gives me, like, a bit of time to sober up, like, a bit, even though I'm still probably gonna be high by the time I get home. At least I can stall and maybe come up with a plan or an excuse or something, anything that would help. Especially because I don't want my fucking grandparents to know, right? Anyways, so I told my dad that she said it was okay. So he's like, okay, well, I'll see you at home. So he, drives off in the car. And me and my friend were like, fuck, man, like, I am screwed. Like, I was thinking, like, I'm screwed. I'm going to go home. I'm going to be high. My grandparents are there. I'm fucked. My friend was like, man, just chill out. Like, you'll be fine. Like, just go in your room. Like, just hang out there. Like, he's like, he asked me, like, what do you usually do at home? I'm like, I usually just hang out in my room. Like, go on the computer, shit like that. And he's like, well, just do that. It won't seem any different than usual. But, you know, of course I'm high, so I'm kind of paranoid and freaking out. So anyways, we walked to the corner store, and my friend's stepdad was in there. Oh man, that was an awkward coincidence. But I mean, it's okay because apparently his stepdad also smokes. So he comes up to us and he's like, your guys' eyes are red." We're like, "Oh, that's very peculiar. Wonder what that could be from." You know, kind of like that. We're trying to play it off smooth. He's like, "You guys fucking stoned?" And I'm like, you know, dead silent, like, I don't want to say anything. My friend just goes, "Yeah, kinda." Like, was just being honest. He's like, "Yeah, we are." And my friend's stepdad just goes, "You fucking idiot," and kind of laughs and goes, "Okay, well, just be home soon. I'll see you there." So that was pretty cool of him, right? Apparently his stepdad smokes, but we didn't know that at the time. We found out later that he does. Um, anyway, so that's why he didn't care. So we got our food, packed it in my bag, or we ate, and packed the rest in the bag that I didn't eat. I was walking home. My friend walked home because he lives like close to the corner store, so he walked home from there, and then I went in a different direction to get to my place. So I was walking alone, and the whole time home, I'm thinking, "Fuck, my grandparents are home, and I'm not even close to being sober," right? Like I felt fucked. I looked like I was fucking high. So I'm like, I'm fucking screwed here. So, anyways, I kept walking, and come up, come up. Do you want up? Sorry, my cat's just looking at me. Anyways, so I'm walking home. I'm freaking out. I get home, and thank God, my parents and grandparents weren't home. They left a little note on the fridge. They went out to get lunch at a restaurant. So I'm like, yes, fuck yes. They left me food. They left me some pizza. So I'm like, yeah, I got pizza. That's good because I'm hungry as shit. And while they were gone, I had just enough time to, you know, shower. Oh, here, come on. I had just enough time to shower, get the smell off me, change my clothes, you know, shit like that, and then just hang out in my room. And by the time they were home, my grandparents had left like right after that, so I didn't see my grandparents because they left from the restaurant. By the time my parents got home, like I was still stoned, but like I was burning out, so I was stoned, but I wasn't acting stoned, and I didn't look stoned. So yeah, that's pretty good. Anyways, they ended up coming into my room and apologizing for like freaking out and being overprotective and shit. They're like, "Oh shit, what the fuck just happened? Am I still recording?" Okay, good. Sorry, the screen just went black. But anyways, yeah, they apologized to me for freaking out, going over the handle and like searching for me and yelling at me, and yeah, it was really funny. I'm like, sweet. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of a funny story when it comes to smoking. Slightly awkward. I don't know. Leave me some of your stories down in the comments. I don't think YouTube does video responses anymore, which kind of sucks, but make a video if you'd like me, if you'd like to, and send me the link, or just comment the link. I don't know, but yeah, just leave your stories, your awkward marijuana moments, in the comments. It doesn't even have to be awkward, just funny, anything really. Leave me some suggestions of what you'd like me to talk about or do in my videos, because I'm always looking for new ideas. And yeah, I'll see you next time.